Hi guys, and welcome to Ask Tatyana. My name is Tatyana Ryzhkova, and today I would like to explain you the advantages of playing with the scores and of memorization. Let's start first with the scores. What we win when we play and take a look at the scores. Of course, two very obvious things: right notes and correct rhythm. The next point is also very important. Looking at the scores, we will be able to see the clear voices. So you will be able to recognize where is the melody, accompaniment, the bass, and that gives you an information about your interpretation, how loud you need to play this or that note. Next point, right fingering. Might be obvious, but also not. What I mean under right fingering, of course, you will see which finger is already written there, but another thing is that you will be able to see how long concrete note should be. That happens that when we first memorize the piece very early and then do it very good, we miss some of the long notes and we remove the finger too early. Looking at the scores, you have higher chances to recognize that is the long note, for example, and it should sound till the end of the measure, and you will know, okay, I need to keep, for example, my first finger till the end of the measure. The next point is rhythm dynamics. In the scores, you can usually find many advices concerning dynamic or expressions, and that definitely helps to build up your own personal unique interpretation. And last but not least, phrases. Looking in the scores and knowing what you need to look for, you can find much clearer phrases, beginnings and the ends of the phrases that are very important in the music, especially if you would like to play it nicely and if you would like to make a great interpretation of the piece. Let's take a look now. What about memorization? I know there are so many people and guitarists who love to memorize the pieces, and also many beginners memorize the piece even before they're able to play it with the scores. Let's take a look which advantages does it bring. First, and very clear, you can play the piece anytime and everywhere. If you have the guitar with you, you don't need to take care about if you have the scores in your pocket or not. You just can take the instrument and play. Great. Your friends and family will be really happy about that. Next point, more technical, is visual control. So memorizing the piece, you can send your attention to the left hand, and that helps you to make a smoother chord progressions, especially if you have many position changes. That is much easier to play them when you memorize this part than when you need to look in the scores. Next point that comes a bit from the previous one, fast playing. What I see very often, it happens a lot also to the beginners, that you know several notes by memory and everything else you don't know, and so your attention is always divided between looking at the scores and looking on your left or right hand. It's very distracting. You play 2-3 notes looking on the hand, and then you need the notes, you turn your head, you try to find where you were on the piece of paper, and it takes a lot of time. Because of that, you are not able to play the piece fluently and nicely. So playing by memory will definitely help you to get a better flow in the piece. And last, but definitely one of the most important things, is concentration on music. When you play with the music sheet, our brain is very busy analyzing all the information, all the signs that we see there, and our ears become some kind of a deaf. When you don't have the piece of paper where you always need to follow, you concentrate yourself automatically much more on the sound, and sound is music. So you start to make much more music and create something special because you are not busy with analyzing all the things. Let's take a look now how we can work with both sides, with both techniques, to get the best possible result out of them. So let's take a look how the perfect balance between scores and memorization can look like. When you work on a new piece, your process should be scores, memory, and then back to scores. So it's like continuous circle in which you turn your attention from scores to memory and back to scores. The ingredients that you see above the words or under the words explain more detailed at which steps it's necessary to use scores or better to use the memorization. Let's take a closer look. Of course, the first point with which we always start when I take a new piece is sight reading. And of course, that happens on the step of scores. Also on the same point, we do fingering, because in the scores we can see exactly the length of the note and all the necessary transitions. The third point that we will have here is working on technique. And I would probably even add to their speed and expression. What kind of work you can do, work on technique you can do using the scores? Perfectly, you can work on the right rhythm, on the sound quality to keep it clean and clear. You can also have the right sound color, and of course, especially using the scores, that's great to start to work on the speed of the piece. So we usually start playing it very, very slowly, and then we increase the tempo. So till particular point that works perfectly with the scores. And expression, I said also expression that is good at this moment to set the main dynamics in the piece and the main expressions. Right after you did it, or maybe when you are just on the third point, you can already start to memorize the piece. And that is our point number 4, memorization. You memorize the piece and you always balance between scores and memory, scores and memory. Right after that, number 5 is the work on details. What kind of detail there could be? All possible technique details. If you noted that some of the spots don't work so well as you would like to, especially as we talked in the beginning, position changes or chord progressions, any quick runs, all these suits perfectly for the memory, because then you have your full attention on the hands and on the fingers. The next point that is better to do by memory, number 6, we have becoming confident. So what does it mean? After a while, you notice that you feel more comfortable with the piece, that you do less mistakes, that you could do some specific expressions, that you become confident. And that is very good to practice it when you play the piece by memory. You will go to your wished point much quicker. The next thing, what we have, the flow. The flow comes somehow from the becoming confident, and it's the combination of becoming confident and working on technique. As better your technique is, as better, as more confident you are with the piece, as better flow you have. And of course, also one of the interesting points that we work on using memory is performance, number 8. So when you know that I need to perform this piece at a concert, I would like to perform it with my friends, that's always great to learn it by heart and to perform it by memory. That brings us back to the beginning of the lesson when I talked that playing by memory, you can perform much more free, you can concentrate yourself much more on the music. And now, very interesting moment. Many people, after they did all this work, they stick at this point and play the piece only by memory. That can cause later some troubles with memorization in general, with the rhythm, with the right notes, with confidence, and especially that is not so well if you would like to prepare the piece secure for the performance. So I recommend, after you did all these points, to come back to the scores and work parallel on details, on becoming confident, on the flow, on the performance, and on the memorization. All these things to work parallel using the scores and using your memory. Working with this both things, scores and memory, in a circle, coming always back, will allow you to get the absolute maximum from the music and from the performance itself, and you can improve incredibly by playing it. Of course, we are all absolutely different, and there are some people who memorize super quick, and there are some people who have really trouble by memorizing something and they stay sticked on the level of the scores. Of course, there are some of this percentage that will have difficulties with one or another thing, but most of the people stick on the scores or stick on the memory. From my personal experience, they stick there not because they are not able to do the second side, but because it's easier to do like they did it before, or they never heard that it would be good to do something different. So I'm looking forward to your comments and looking forward to know who you are, what is your favorite way of work on the music, if you memorize it well, or if you use scores, or if you use both of them. I can only encourage you to use this circle and to see how good you can improve. Don't be upset if it doesn't work just after first try. Sometimes we need some more, but I'm sure you will definitely notice the difference. I'm very much looking forward to your comments. Don't forget to press the like and subscribe button and also the bell button to get notifications about my new videos. And thank you so much to all my patrons for supporting me, and I enjoy you to join our community on patreon.com, where you will find even more interesting lessons, information, masterclasses and online concerts. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next.